Lucky Jim, a comedic fiction novel written by Kingsley Amis in 1954, follows the adventures of the main character, Jim Dixon, a disillusioned lecturer in medieval history at an unnamed university in the English Midlands. Faced with the threat of losing his position, Dixon embarks on a series of comedic misadventures in an attempt to prove his worth and navigate various social blunders. The novel has garnered critical acclaim and was recognized as one of the funniest books ever published in the English language, earning a place on Time magazine's list of 100 best English language novels from 1923 to 2005. The story begins at the end of an academic year at Dixon's university. As a probationary faculty member, he fears that his perceived social mishaps may lead to the termination of his position in the history department. Desiring to maintain good relations and secure a permanent post, Dixon decides to befriend Professor Welch, the oblivious head of the department. However, to establish this connection, he must first ensure the successful publication of his first academic article. To his dismay, Dixon discovers that the editor assigned to review his article had instead translated it into Italian and published it under his own name. Simultaneously, Dixon grapples with complications involving Margaret Peel, a fellow lecturer at the university with whom he shares a tumultuous relationship. Margaret, recovering from a failed suicide attempt and a difficult past relationship, manipulates Dixon emotionally, exploiting his sympathy and sense of responsibility. This keeps him in a state of confusion regarding their status and leaves him sexually unsatisfied. Dixon arranges a musical weekend when he moves in with Professor Welch, hoping to impress his colleagues and improve his standing. However, the plan goes awry when a drunk Dixon accidentally starts a fire by dropping a lit cigarette on a bed. During the same weekend, Dixon encounters Christine Callahan, a young woman from London and the current girlfriend of Bertrand, Professor Welch's son. Dixon dislikes Bertrand for his pretentiousness, but finds himself attracted to Christine after realizing she is not as pretentious as he initially thought. Over the following days, Dixon grows closer to Christine, much to Bertrand's annoyance. Bertrand intends to use Christine's connection to her influential Scottish uncle for a job recommendation. During the university's annual dance, Dixon rescues Christine from Bertrand's advances, and they leave together in a taxi. They share a kiss and plan a future date, although Christine feels guilty for seeing Dixon without Bertrand's knowledge and expresses unease about Dixon's ongoing involvement with Margaret. Ultimately, they decide not to pursue a relationship with each other. Provoked by Bertrand's snide remarks, Dixon loses his temper and engages in a brawl with him. The story reaches its climax during a comically disastrous public lecture given by Dixon on Merry England. Intoxicated before the lecture, Dixon delivers a convoluted and dramatic performance, culminating in a speech criticizing the university's culture of pretentiousness, before passing out in the lecture hall. In a private meeting, Professor Welch informs Dixon that his employment will not be extended, leading to a conclusion of the plot. However, there is a twist in the story when Christine's uncle offers Dixon a prestigious job as his assistant in London. This opportunity brings a newfound sense of freedom to Dixon. In the midst of these developments, Dixon has a chance encounter with Margaret's ex-boyfriend, who reveals that their engagement was a fabrication concocted by Margaret. They compare their experiences and realize that Margaret feigned her suicide attempt to gain sympathy from others. As the novel comes to a close, Dixon feels liberated from the emotional entanglement with Margaret. At Christine's request, Dixon bids her farewell before her departure to London. During their conversation, Christine confides in Dixon that she has decided to leave Bertrand after discovering his prolonged affair with the wife of one of Dixon's former colleagues from the university. In a spontaneous decision, Dixon and Christine decide to embark on a journey together to London, disregarding the disapproval of the Welches. This act of rebellion signifies their newfound independence and defiance against the constraints of societal expectations. The novel concludes with Dixon and Christine defiantly passing by the Welches, symbolizing their triumph over the obstacles and conventions that had previously held them back. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.